Om Shanti, and a very good evening and a very warm welcome to this good night meditation. Would be sharing a few thoughts, and the way it works is that you experiment with these thoughts. You experiment, you explore, and then once you experience it, it becomes your truth. So this will be the personal experiences that will be shared with you today. So let's take this moment of silence. Silence that is not empty silence, but filled with wisdom. In this silence, the true self gets a chance to awaken. The one who is the embodiment of peace. Right behind the eyes, there's this whole world of silence, of red and golden light, just behind the eyes. In front of the eyes, there is the physical world of matter, movement, variety, forms of matter. Behind the eyes is the invisible actor. You can see the self in the form or the image of a star, a pulsating star, throbbing with life. This is the true nature of the self, and the form is that of a star. Stay with this experience of seeing the self as this sparkling jewel with a halo of light in the home of silence, of peace. Today's topic is to know the self, know God, and to know God, know the self. And God is like the mirror image for the soul. Very interesting, a mathematical, ancient Greek mathematics, there's this symbol of equidistant triangle. And it's a symbol of harmony, symbol of peace. And the A stands for alpha in that triangle, B stands for the being, and C stands for the cycle of life or drama. When the B is in alignment with the A, there's a perfect harmony in the cycle of life. A stands for Alpha, which is God, God as truth, B as the being, the soul, and C as the ever-changing flow of events and circumstances in this drama. All three are eternal forms of energy. If this is the symbol of harmony, why is it that there's so much disharmony and dysfunctional society today? There's only one reason, and this one reason, if it's put right, then it will change the entire functioning of the society today. And that is the true self, the being, has forgotten who he is. That is the seed of the problem. And if the being remembers who he is, then he will remember who he belongs to, where he comes from. And then when he comes with that stage of truth to the cycle of life, then he comes in this cycle without wanting, seeking, or needing anything from the cycle. So this being of light he's reminded of who he is by the Supreme Parent, Alpha, God as truth. God is the supreme light, and the being, is his child star. And it's like when the baby is born, there is a very subtle natural connection with the Supreme Parent. He sees himself through his parents' eyes. Parents' world is the world of the baby. He inherits a family. The family of parents is the family of this baby. Similarly, in the unlimited way, this tiny star, he's the child of the Supreme Parent. And he sees himself through his Supreme Mother's and Father's eyes. And he sees he's a bodiless being, just like his Supreme Mother and Father, a being of light, an invisible actor, a being who's the resident of the supreme abode, just like God. He belongs to the sky beyond the sky. The family of stars is the family of the Supreme Parent. So he inherits this beautiful family of beings who are embodiments of contentment and peace, just like him. He's immersed in the experience of his imperishable treasures, unlimited fortune of knowing he's a prince. And there is an eternal bond of unconditional love. And each family member of this family of souls is filled with pure feelings for each other, auspicious feelings for each other. That's their natural state of being. This is God's family. They see each other as God sees them. Beings who are embodiments of peace. So natural to them, so normal for them to be embodiments of power and purity. He's not an orphan anymore. He's found his family. He's found his father. He's found his home. Now, when such a being comes to this cycle of life, that creates perfect harmony. A being who's complete and full with the experience of truth. He comes to this world theater and he's very clear and knows deeply what God knows. That this world is not his home. The physical world is a beautiful, grand performance that is taking place on this unlimited stage. And the invisible actor, he comes, he takes on a costume of the body and plays his part. But he doesn't forget who he is whilst he's playing his part. And his part is to see the truth of all the souls behind their paths and their scripts. He plays his part with confidence, with conviction of knowing that this is just a play, of knowing that God sees the sage and the sinner with the same unlimited vision of love. Because he never mixes soul with his part. And so the same way, this invisible actor, he doesn't judge himself or others by their scripts or by their paths. Each one is playing their part beautifully. Impeccable parts. Perfect parts. Nothing needs to change. Because he has the vision, the power of vision of the Supreme. There could be success or failure in the drama, praise or defamation in the story. But he doesn't judge his success based on the story or his praise based on the story. He knows if he takes happiness from the story, then he will also take sorrow from the story. He is absolutely experiencing his true eternal success of being that immortal being, always worthy of God's love. And he sees the same for others. He doesn't judge others based on their success or failure, praise or defamation. He sees the innate worthiness beyond the story. He's an angel who sees the angels and doesn't get deceived by the script and the parts. All because God is the mirror for the true self. And God is the mirror for all the souls of the world. And we all belong to one home, one parent, supreme parent, family of invisible actors. Now it's time to go back home, time for an exit. So the one who's here with the experience of beyond, he lives in the experience of true relationships, of love, of respect, of joy for each other. That's what he expresses. And that's what he accepts from other beings. Which means he doesn't allow his mind to ever accept that any being can ever have any impure feeling. Because all beings are bundles of pure feelings, auspicious feelings. They may right now may not be aware of it, but that's all right. That does not change the truth. He shines light on their truth. And that's what emerges their truth. For a long time, nobody has seen the true self, the soul. And the souls have been ignored for a long time. It's time now to shine light and bring attention to the real living star and not mix them with their parts or their scripts. Understanding parts are perfect as they are, script is perfect as it is, and souls are eternally beings of perfection because they all belong to one supreme, the ocean of perfection. Om Shanti. It is a beautiful practice to live in the essence of truth, to experiment with it in our day-to-day life, in our interactions. When the self, who is himself the embodiment of peace, those sanskaras will interact with the godly sanskaras of other beings. They may not be exhibiting it, but the vision of the self can be on their godly sanskaras, their godly nature. Behind their anger, behind their happiness from the drama that they may be taking, it doesn't matter. The one who's in truth can interact with the angel in the other. Instead of ego interacting with ego, let the angel interact with angel. Let the angel talk to the angel. Angel, listen to the angel. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Om Shanti.